Hello student, welcome to the next video of Business Studies class 11 and now in this video we are going to study about the general insurance as we have already talked earlier. So in this lesson we are going to cover two general insurance, that is marine and fire insurance. So let's talk about marine insurance first. And before going to the topic, student, uh, let me give you one example and I would like to proceed with the same example of ABC owner. So students, suppose the restaurant owner of ABC has to import some ingredients for some dishes, means from some for some of the dishes, say he must require some different quality kind of fish. So suppose he is importing some fishes outside the country. So now these ingredients, they will come through shipping from outside country. Now suppose one day the ship carrying ingredient of ABC restaurant sank, and in this case the owner may suffer huge loss. But you know student that when ABC restaurant owners started importing ingredient from other country, they had partnership with one shipping company, because these shipping part has to be done by one shipping company. So this shipping company ship all the ingredient. But now when an accident took place and ship sank, so now with ABC company, this shipping company will also render loss, isn't it? Because now the ship has been drowned in the sea. So the shipping company, the owner of the shipping company will also suffer loss. Now here this marine insurance enters. This ship company has taken marine insurance policy to insure himself against marine accident with insurance company. So for business like shipping, one accident can cause major loss. It needs insurance. So marine insurance, like any another insurance, is signed between the insured and the insurer. So a marine insurance contract is an agreement whereby the insurer undertakes to indemnify the insured in the manner and to the extent thereby agreed against marine losses. In case of marine losses, the company will pay the the owner of the shipping company, and for this the shipping company, they has to pay amount, and this amount is said to be a premium. There are various types of marine insurance policy. So let's see one by one. So the first one is ship or hull insurance. Since the ship is exposed to many dangers at sea, the insurance policy is for indemnifying the insured for losses caused by damage to ship. So as in our case, ship has sunk. However, the ship owner has taken policy against ship damage from insurance company. So it covers all the damages to the ship. Then comes your cargo insurance. The cargo while being transported by ship is subject to many risks. Now you know, because there is damage to the cargo, this is covered. If one has taken the insurance, so it is covered. This cargo insurance covers any risk to cargo like theft of goods, loss of goods, or on voyage. Then comes your freight insurance. If the cargo does not reach the destination due to damage or loss in transit, the shipping company will not pay freight charges. So now when ABC restaurant owner will not receive the goods because the ship has sank, so the owner didn't receive the goods, then why will he pay freight? And so this loss to ship will also bear non-recovery of freight charges to the shipping company. So this too is a loss for shipping company and it too is covered. The shipping company also took freight insurance to cover it. This covers the loss of freight due to cargo loss or goods not reaching the destination or even loss in transit. So student, this is a various types of marine insurance policy. Clear? Now student, let's see the elements of marine insurance, and very quickly we are going to cover it because already we have explained all these points. We have already covered these points and principles of insurance. So let's see what are these elements. Contract of indemnity. The contract of marine insurance is a contract of indemnity. The insured can, in the event of loss, recover the actual amount of loss from the insurer. Means here the person is not there to make a profit out of that. If suppose the person has taken policy of say 50,000 rupees and the loss, actual loss is around 25,000 rupees. So now the person will only recover this loss only. Then utmost good faith means both the parties should disclose each and every fact about the about that particular the insurance person from the insurance company, he is supposed to disclose everything about the insurance company, and the person who is taking the insurance should also disclose each and every thing whatever the person knows. So the contract of marine insurance is a contract of utmost good faith. Both the insured and the insurer must disclose everything which is in their knowledge and can affect the insurance contract. Then the insurable interest must exist at the time of loss, but not necessary at the time when the policy was taken. Means at the time of loss, the insurable interest should exist. And then the last point says causa proxima means exact cause. The principle of causa proxima will apply to it. The insurance company will be liable to pay only if a particular or nearest cause is covered by the policy. If the cause is here is marine insurance, so the cause should be marine only, through water only. If as I have given you the example like the rat example, remember. So the exact cause to be noted. So student, this is all about the elements of marine insurance. Student, now let's see the another kind of insurance, that is fire insurance. So fire insurance is a contract whereby the insurer, in consideration of the premium paid, undertakes to make good any loss or damage caused by fire. So now suppose in our example of ABC restaurant, the restaurant has fire someday, then what will happen? So to protect oneself from damage due to fire, a fire insurance policy is taken. Now let's see how it works. Here the insurance company will provide money when ABC restaurant will have fire accident amounting to the financial loss. Insurance company will charge a fee, and this is called insurance premium. And this fire insurance policy, it is for a specified period, say 1 year, and the insurance automatically comes to an end after the expiry of the year. And for a claim for loss by fire, it should satisfy two conditions. The first one is there must be actual loss. There should be actual loss, and the loss should be because of fire only. And this loss, this fire, it should be accidental and not intentional. The fire should not be intentional, that because one has taken fire insurance policy and just to get the redemption out of that, intentionally the fire has been means he has put the all his restaurant on fire. So because it is intentionally done, so the person would not get any kind of money. But if the fire is accidental, then only. So there will be two conditions. One, that there should be actual loss, and the fire should be the cause. Now student, as the another like the other kind of insurance, the fire insurance has these four elements, and I have already explained these element as a principle of insurance. So we'll just go through this, that is insurable interest, utmost good faith, indemnity, and proximate cause. So insurable interest means there should be some interest. The insured must have insurable interest in the subject matter of the insurance. Without insurable interest, the contract of the insurance is void. Then utmost good faith means the insured should be truthful and honest in giving information to the insurance company regarding the subject matter of the insurance. Means when the person who is taking the insurance, he should disclose each and every matter fact to the company. Then indemnity, the contract of fire insurance is a contract of strict indemnity. The insured can, in the event of loss, recover the actual amount of loss from the insurer. This is subject to the maximum amount for which the subject matter is insured. Means one will be indemnified up to the amount the person has been insured. Then proximate cost, because this is fire insurance, so exact cost should be fire only, and if the damage is through any another cause, so it should not be considered. So the insurer is liable to compensate only when fire is the proximate or the exact cause of the damage or loss. So student, this is all about the general insurance, that is fire insurance and marine insurance we have talked, and I hope I made it clear to you all. So thank you, and please do like, share and subscribe the video, and in case of any doubt you can ask me through comment box. Thank you.